Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Glossy Philosophy. My name is Jansen Bindman and today you are tuned in for a very fun makeup tutorial. Over 10 years ago, Charlotte Tilbury did a star on Kate Moss for, I believe it was for a New Year's Eve party, and it just caught my imagination. I've seen her do the same look on her niece. We are doing a slightly different interpretation of it, and it is easy peasy and really fun for this time of year, so stay tuned. I've already washed my face and done my skincare, so let's start by neutralizing the face. First, I'm going to go in underneath the eye and gently pat in the corrector just to get rid of any purple or blue that's going on underneath the eye from the night before. And especially if you are going out for a party like a New Year's party or maybe a belated Christmas party, birthday party, definitely refreshing and making sure that your face is neutralized will be a huge help for the overall effect. Then we're going to go in with the NARS Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. Just neutralizing those lids. This will also really help once we put the star on our face. Now that the skin is neutralized, we need to continue with the foundation and the complexion because we are putting a giant star over our eye. So it's very important that all of these prep steps are done. And I'm just going to tap that in first. And then I'm going to use my brush to pick up any excess. Going in with the 57 and just blending out those edges, making sure I'm picking up any extra. Now I'm going to go in with one pump of the Seamless Skin Foundation from ELDRIDGE, and we can always add on, but I'm finding that one pump gives me a good amount of coverage. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of glow from ELDRIDGE, the Elevated Glow, just on my middle finger. I'm going to split that between the two hands and just gently tap that in. Although I'm not going to worry so much about this side, which is where the star is going. Definitely more this side. I don't want this side to not have any bit of glow. Then we are going to do the brows. So it's just, again, it's a really good setup with your skin. And then it's having a little holiday festive fun. So with the brows, as always, going in the same direction that the hair is growing. And just filling in those gaps and then filling in the front if you need to. Before we tightline, I'm going to put just a little bit of shadow. I'm going to put a little bit of wedge into my crease on this side so that it's just slightly defined. Kate Moss, she doesn't really have any eyelids that are visible when her eyes are open. It looks like when Charlotte recreated this makeup look on her niece, she didn't do any eyeshadow, but her niece and Kate Moss have no space when their eyes are open, or very little space that it wouldn't matter. For me, if I don't put something over here, it's going to feel a little funny. So I'm wearing black, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of Satin Taupe onto a 217. I don't want to take away from the star. I just want to make sure that it makes sense with everything else. So just a little bit, going back with my 201, really blending that out. And remember, the fluffier your brush, the less product you're putting on the skin, or the more you're kind of dispersing it around. Then I'm going to go in with the 203 into a lighter shadow. And just pop that all over the lid. The liner for this look kind of takes over. So that's a little bit of the star of the show, but you can just see that this eye is not as defined as this one. Now we're going to go in with the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liner, and I'm going to tightline my eyes, and I'm also going to smudge that into the lash line. The next step before we go in with more eyeliner is going to put a little bit of Titania onto my star lid. So this is one of Lisa's liquid Lurex eyeshadows. You can do this with You can do this with powder certainly, or a shadow stick. I find that something liquidy just works a lot better. And I know that pretty much this whole part of my eye is going to be Titania, so I'm not too worried about blending it out. But I do want to make sure that I don't have any harsh edges, just in case. Now comes the really fun part. We are going to put a star on this side. So if you feel like you have trouble visualizing shapes on the face, then I would definitely take Charlotte Tilbury's recommendation, get some kind of a template, use some medical tape to put it on the face. I'm just gonna go for it. That's what I did last time when I recreated this look many, many years ago when I was working at Sephora. So I think the key is not to make the star too big, otherwise the point that ends up on your nose is going to be huge. So just kind of balancing that. And also using the shape of your eye as guidance. So like I know my tip has to be about the size of my eye. So I'm going to draw that first, and then I'm going to go in following the lines of my face. So a couple things you want to keep in mind. This indent down here should kind of line up with the middle of your eye, and so should that point, and that will help you really graph out where the star is. And there you go. That is the outline of the star. And now I'm just going to fill it in with the liquid eyeshadow. So we have the initial shape, and then you can go back and really clean it up if you want to with either a cotton bud or just getting back in there and redefining those lines. So this is a little bit of a, I would say, a chubbier star, and that's totally fine. It depends on your face and following the lines of your face. So just put the finishing touches on my initial star, and then to make it pop, we are going to go in with Moonstone by Bobbi Brown. So I'm just going to take it straight from my finger and just tap it on. So the key is to use something a little bit darker for your base, and then go in with something lighter and brighter to really pop the star so that as you turn your head, you are truly galactic. This is one of my favorite Charlotte Tilbury kind of editorial looks. I just think it is so fun, and it suits so many faces. You're just having to go with the angles of your own face. So now we have our star, and then we need to define the eye a little bit more because it's getting lost, right? So we are going to start with the Kajal liner and just massage that right into the roots. And then the rest of the complexion is very simple, very basic, because we do not want to take away from this amazing star that we have going on. And that gives you a very sultry, fun look. So we'll do the same thing over here, because we've already prepped our eyes and we do want the liner to match up. Awesome, right? Okay, we are gonna go in with some mascara. We need Smokey Eye Mascara to really help pop what is happening with the star and on our face. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of sculpting with my bronzer. being very careful not to disturb the star. But Kate Moss doesn't look like she's wearing a ton of makeup otherwise, because again, I mean, you have a star in your face. You don't need to do anything crazy. Bring just a little bit of that down and just make sure that this side can stand up to this side. We're gonna skip blush and go in with a little Kitten Mischief and then a little Dancing Rose. And then finally we are going to powder just a little bit, again mostly on this side, to take down any shine with some ambient lighting powder, and that is the tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Charlotte Tilbury Kate Moss inspired makeup tutorial. It's so fun, especially for a New Year's Eve party, a late Christmas party, maybe even your birthday. Just anytime you're feeling that extra little bit of glam. I do fashion videos every Wednesday, beauty videos every Friday. Happy end of 2023. 2024 is going to be amazing. I can just tell. I can't wait to see you next year. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.